cuties, besties, and ghosties. This is Muertera, and welcome to my channel, Muertera. Today we are going to be doing a quick reading to check into your person's current feelings and thoughts about this connection. We're gonna do a quick energy check so you can make sure that this is the right pile for you. So, you know, if you're feeling like it's not the right pile, definitely hop to a different one. I will give you a heads up if there is any relatively heavy energy that I'm feeling before the reading, just, you know, to make sure that this is a good experience for you. You know, you do not have to listen to any of the piles if you're not feeling into it. And definitely trust your intuition here. Spirit also wanted me to just bring up before we dug into anything. Remember that you have free will. This is an online tarot reading. And you're not beholden to anything about this person's energy. Like, it doesn't really matter how they feel to a certain degree. Like, it really matters how you feel. And if this is draining you, even if they're feeling okay with it, you know, do right and do what's good for you. I think that's really what Spirit wants to communicate right now. So after the energy check, we are going to pull some tarot for their thoughts and intention, or sorry, their thoughts and feelings. And I'm going to use the YinYang Tarot. So it'll be the cat tarot with black cat and white cat, so we can see if there's any marrying across their thoughts and feelings. And then we will wrap up with some advice and some charms. So really excited for this one. And if you've never done a pick a card before, we're gonna have a section where I'll play a singing bowl and we can talk about the crystals. You choose a pile and then you can click through into your reading. So if I don't see you there, then I will see you cuties in the reading. Bye. Hi cuties. So let's take a look at, I always want to like tap, you know, just some unexpected ASMR, but let's look at these crystals. So the first crystal is a piece of red jasper. I picked all of these crystals because they really symbolize connecting to your spirit guides, to your intuition. This one's a very grounded stone. So I almost think about it as like connecting to your intuition through your root chakra. The second stone is a piece of clear quartz. So really getting clarity on a situation, channeling messages for your highest good, really tapping into those angel spirit guides. And then we have turquoise, and turquoise always kind of reminds me of connecting through your third eye, like really enhanced intuition, really connecting with the ancestors and the earth, but more of like traditional practices from yesterday. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I get from turquoise. So these are your three crystals and your three piles. I will play this singing bowl a little bit, and then once it's over, I'll see you in your reading. Okay, friends. So hopefully you are tapped in and you've had enough time to choose your pile, and I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, pile one. If you chose this red jasper, then this is your reading. Okay, so I have shuffled some oracle cards already, and I'm going to pull these out. We're going to do a person A and B type format. Typically, I read with the person you are asking about on the left, and then we'll read your energy on the right. And the rest will be connecting energies. So I probably should have pulled the center energy out first, but your person is being represented by the tiger and the firefly. The connecting energy for this connection right now is flow. And I get kind of this, like, it will be like what is it? It'll be what it be. It be what it be. Let's just say it be what it be. That is not what I'm thinking of, but what will be. There we go. And then, yeah. I'm sorry, this is the weirdest start to a reading. I'm like feeling a little loopy. Okay. And then you are represented by the the lizard, oh my gosh, and the lamb reversed. The connecting energies in the middle, the two clarifiers that came out were the judge and the sword. They actually came out just like this, and it's kind of interesting because these two cards have like they're both organized into quadrants, and the sword does look like it's kind of like slicing straight down through the judge. So I thought that was interesting. It kind of like gave me like a very like sword in the stone vibe. And then as connecting energies, I asked Spirit to give me two messages, or, like one, but they gave me two as usual, about what kind of drew you two together. And we got two cards. I am confident and I am unique. And then we also got three clarifiers from my intuitive deck, which were meet cute, Saturn energy unbalanced, and cord cutting. So the first thing that I want to kind of talk about in this spread is I feel like this was a deeply spiritual connection. And I'm not sure that like all of you in the moment would have really absorbed it. But I guess like we should kind of dig into why I'm kind of feeling that. Like, so there are two energies and I feel like there's like a degree of mirroring across these two people, although you seem like two different people, if that makes sense. Like, I think something that attracted you two is that I think you're both very unique. I mean, this says I'm unique, but it's less about like you being a unique person, but more about you being able to carry that uniqueness into this relationship and really kind of stand in your power and be who you are. And also just, I think there was an appreciation of the uniqueness between you two. Like, you really appreciated each other's perspective. And I think that these intuitive cards over here, to me, kind of really tell the story about what kind of happened here. We have meet cute, Saturn energy unbalanced, and then cord cutting. And the cord cutting, I think, is just, it's like this sword. I think you two came into each other's life for a reason. Both the firefly and the lizard have a bit of unstable energy. And the fact that like the firefly's light can definitely dim when it gets overworked. Like, it's this bright shining light, and if enough self-care isn't taken, or, you know, this person didn't go in enough and actually like reserve time for themselves. I think they were less able to be in their kind of like tiger energy, like tapped into the cosmos, and really like comfortable with themselves. I'm getting something like this person was really almost like addicted to being that firefly, like being that spotlight. And I think this connection really challenged them to spend time with themselves. The tiger is all about being in the night and dark and being in stillness, and finding the power within through that stillness. And I think this connection really forced this person to really go deep within and try to figure out like who they were, and really to be able to spend time with themselves. For person B, the lizard can get very like overworked, overtired, from being around people too much, kind of similar to what I'm feeling on this side. But rather than kind of like cutting themselves off from their own power, I think for the lizard, it really cut off their ability to be creative. And I see this lamb energy. The lamb is naturally timid. And I think this connection has really forced the lizard to face their fears around what it means to be creative, what it means to kind of like birth a venture out into the world. So I feel like, you know, although those are like two very different reactions to this situation, I feel like it's created this like state of flow within the two of your lives. Like, you could be in a partnership with this person, but I'm really feeling like you're kind of two people on parallel paths right now, and you crossed at one point. And who knows, you may cross again. It's kind of the nature of spiritual connections. Either, you know, you're here for a reason or for a season. Like, they may have spurred growth in you, you may have spurred growth in them, and it's kind of the time for you to go. But I think what really, like the true nature of this connection was you needed to cut away things that didn't serve you. Either, I think for person A, the judge for them, I think, was like expectations put on them about who they should be, what they should do, how they should present to the world. That kind of cut them like off from their uniqueness and like took away their confidence that they had within themselves, just to be alone. Like, they put a little bit too much into what other people think. I think for you, very similar energy, but I think I'm getting like this like feeling that like this lizard, like your scales are now your armor. You're like, let's go, life. Like, I don't care what you throw at me. Like, I just lived through this. This was extremely traumatic for me. Like, this hurt. This felt like somebody was literally like cutting into me and just cutting away layers that no longer served me. And I'm thinking about the lamb and like how you shear a lamb. Like, I feel like truly like this lamb person, like, they got that entire protective layer of fleece taken off. And what they didn't realize was it was not exposing this bare flesh within. Like, it was actually exposing these scales, being like, I'm a badass and I'm ready to go. Like, you can't stop me now. Cord cutting comes out when there's like very intense energetic ties, and you may have had to, you know, set some really strong boundaries with this person, or the two of you split in a way that was not really what either of you wanted, but there was no other option to the situation. But the energy has kind of lingered. And so I think it's important to note here, like, if you feel extremely connected to this person, that is the sign of a spiritual connection. And we are all energy. We are all beings. Like, this flow card also has waves that are kind of like coming in between person A and B. So if you're feeling like this is draining you and this is, you know, causing some instability for you, I'll link my favorite cord cutting video, which I will probably put on every single reading I do for the rest of time. But that can really help kind of reclaim our energy because, you know, the meet cute is here. Like, I feel like there was so much potential and so much kindness and appreciation and love at the beginning of this. And that energy is still here. Like, I feel like there's like this like deep knowing and appreciation across these two people. And especially kind of like gratitude for the situation. But also a knowing that like you were cut away from each other for a reason. So that's what I'm feeling for this pile. If this is not in alignment with your energy and you want to check out another pile, this is the time to do that. But we are going to move on to our tarot portion. Okay, so we're going to start out with our little black kitty deck. You're going to ask Spirit. Spirit, what are person one's, pile one's, person's thoughts about this connection right now? What are their current thoughts? Okay, we will take the Eight of Cups. Remember, the Eight of Cups can be about a spiritual quest. It's really about like going within and trying to figure out what is going to make you successful. Like, what is that next cup that you're going to get so you can reach the Nine of Cups. Spirit, what are their thoughts about pile one and this connection? Okay, and then we have the King of Pentacles and Justice. Okay, Spirit. Actually, I want to grab the back of the deck energy for that as well. Ooh. We have the Ace of Wands. Oh. When I cut the deck, I saw the Four of Wands. And the Empress. Holy cow. This person feels very connected to you as well. So if you're feeling like this is one-sided, I do not get that. I do get like, okay, we have Judgment. Do get like more of a rational kind of feeling from this person though. Feelings, the Devil. We have the King of Cups reversed. Like, I feel like they are prioritizing that King of Pentacles energy over their emotions right now. And it doesn't feel like it's in a cold way necessarily, but I think that they feel that this is the right thing to do right now. And I feel like, okay, I'll take these. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and Strength reversed. I feel like in order to really like do justice, like justice is here to this Eight of Cups moment, like this push for them to go internal and really like sit with themselves and sit in their own power. I think they're realizing that they kind of have to like almost like sacrifice this connection, at least for the time being. I don't think that it's something that they're thrilled about. Like, we have the Queen of Pentacles and Strength, and we have the King of Pentacles and their thoughts. Like, I don't think this would be their preference, but I think that they know that the way that they're viewing this connection right now, would not be healthy for either of you. I'm gonna see that like bottom of this deck. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. So what I'm kind of feeling from this a little bit is this person kind of has the tendency to be a little bit emotionally manipulative. And like normally I don't get that necessarily from the King of Cups. Like King of Cups usually gives me kind of more like a cut off from emotions kind of feeling. But I feel like under the Seven of Swords and next to the Devil, I feel like this person at times, like in the past, has kind of used their emotional intelligence and other people's emotions a little bit as like almost kind of a little bit as weapons. And I think what they're realizing right now from this connection is like their words can do damage. And I feel like they've damaged you. And they want to be this like Knight of Cups, and they want to come in, you know, we have like the Ace of Wands here, which is like a forward moving energy. But I feel like right now, like they know that they're not quite ready to do anything about this. Like they really are just kind of in like a state of flow. And it's kind of interesting, like Judgment and the Devil are next to each other and they look very similar in this deck. We have Judgment, which is like your spiritual lesson. Like it's almost like the like completion of the spiritual cycle underneath the Eight of Cups. Like they know that they have to go and do this right now. They have to learn these lessons. They have to heal themselves. But what's right next to it, what's challenging them is this Ace of Cups. Like they know that there's a lot of love in this situation, but they also know that they cannot approach this situation in a way that's going to be helpful or going to give you what you need. And I keep on kind of like looking back at this Justice card, and I have this right here. Like we've got this sword. I feel like in some way, this person both knows and feels that this was cut for a reason. Like they also needed something to cut things out of their life and really like cut to the heart of the issue and help them see their own limiting behaviors. Because I think this is a person who did get a lot of kind of like validation and feedback externally. And I think they kind of have this tendency to like, you know, swoop in, like meet cute was the energy, you know, swoop in with this Knight of Cups, like have that meet cute moment, like sweep you off your feet. But I think it's what they do with connections with the energy afterwards. Like it's not all about external things anymore for them. Like it's really starting to shift to become internal. And I think this King of Cups is also kind of pointing to that, like this person trying to figure out like what is my definition of love, what's my definition of self-love, like is that the energy I want to actually like put into the world, or am I avoiding some of my behaviors that really I need to heal because I'm really focused on, you know, becoming that King of Pentacles, when like maybe I should be focused on becoming a bit more balanced in other areas too. So this energy does like feel like pretty distant from you. I'd be really surprised if you were in a relationship with this person. Okay, so we are gonna wrap up with some channeled messages from this person. Okay, Spirit, Palo One's person, if they could be completely honest, what would they say? Okay, we have, this is the first time I've felt unconditional love. And that could be part of the reason why they're like looking at themselves and why they have this unhealthy attachment to love and unhealthy definition of love as well. I don't understand our connection. I think that's something that this person is kind of learning, right? Like they're tapping into their spirituality in a way that they haven't been able to before. And again, they feel very connected to you. And I think that's very jarring for somebody who doesn't know a lot about spiritual connections or isn't really like interested in these types of things. I haven't moved on. Yeah. I run from my feelings. I can't forgive myself for hurting you, and I don't know who to pick. And with that devil energy here in the Seven of Swords, like, this could be a situation where this person either has dependency issues or they find validation in relationships and having a lot of people around. And it might be really hard for them right now to choose and choose something that's more spiritual because it feels unsafe and they don't know how to process their feelings, or even own up to the fact that they did something wrong here. Like, yeah. I feel like this is really like the double energy here. But if this person's like inconsistent or there is somebody else, I feel like you're going to know it. I don't think this person at this point would hide it, but let's grab some charms. Spirit. Can you tell us a little bit? What do you want to tell us? Oh, there's a little heart with love. This person has a lot of love for you. We also have the mermaid. I think that's just a nod to how unique you are. And the fact that this person, like that was what attracted them to you, you know, like just kind of like being that unique person and rocking with it. I think this person really struggles to find validation within themselves as opposed to looking for it externally. And that's something that they really admired about you. And then we have this little like skull connector. And you know, I think they're learning about spiritual connections and they may not become like overtly spiritual, but we have the white bunny here, like they're going down the rabbit hole, you know, like they're learning about themselves and they're looking at their own attitudes, like whether they call this a spiritual connection or not, they are learning that. We also have the little kaleidoscope moon here, which just reminds me of like the richest tapestry of like the rich tapestry of life, you know, and being able to connect to your emotions and your heart space. I cannot pick these up with these nails. I don't know why I'm bothering to try. Sorry, friends, if you've been watching me struggle with this. Yeah, I think they're looking at like the night sky, like the tiger's about being still in the night and connecting with your own inner self. And I feel like they're viewing that in a positive way, in a way that they have not before. We have the little like pink broken heart. And there's the love charm here as well. Like, I do think that they regret. I feel like they said something real messed up. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got the words vibe, but they look back at that and that's not their proudest moment. And I think if you offer them unconditional love and they hadn't experienced that before, I do feel like this is a person who has some issues with love and even understanding what healthy love looks like. They may not have had a good model of that. And this has really like pushed them in the direction to really reevaluate what that looks like, because now they're comparing what they felt with you to the rest of the world, and they're realizing that there's something different out there. And I think that this plane just enhances that for me. Like, travel for me is about new experiences, about experiencing cultures that we haven't before, and opening their eyes to new ways of living. And I think this person really is opening their eyes to new ways of living. Okay. And then we are going to pull one card of advice for you. Maybe two. We'll see what Spirit wants to do today. Okay, you got Sue. So we have cast a circle. Healthy boundaries are crucial for growth. Because we did have cord cutting here, and I kind of felt like that energy was kind of going in between you two. It doesn't seem like you're talking to them a lot. I would definitely look into spiritual practices, like whether you do cord cutting, or like grounding rituals, you know, like going outside and, like literally grounding with your feet on the earth, just to kind of dispel some of this energy. It feels like you two are connected. But it may be that like that is holding you back right now, because this also says what is holding you back. And she's like kneeling on the earth. We want to be in our own energy, you know, like you are learning to wear your armor. You are learning to step outside of your comfort zone. And I think part of that is also learning to protect yourself from other people's energy. Like, if this person has some spiritual lessons to learn and needs to grow, by all means, they can go do that. You know, you're not responsible for them. You're not responsible for making sure that they learn their lessons. But hey, if they come back and they're healed, great. Like, maybe there's a space for them in your life. You can keep a space for them in your heart. You know, this is your life though. And I think you have really like amazing things to do on this earth. I feel like there's so much fire in you. Like, if you are that lizard person, there's a lot of fire in the lizard. And I mean, like, look at this card. I was like looking at this. I don't think I talked about it. I want to find it. But it's like, not only are you wearing scales, but the scales cover the entire card. I feel like your light and your fire is just like going to illuminate from within, and literally nothing's going to be able to stop you. Like, you just have this like this energy to you. It's just very determined. So keep on doing you. You're going to do amazing things. I hope this reading was helpful. If you connected with it, please like, subscribe, comment. That really helps me grow my channel. And above all, protect your little heart, stay safe, and I hope you will come and see me again soon. Bye! Hi, Pile 2. If you chose the little quartz crystal, then this is your reading. Woohoo! Okay, I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards for you. I also pulled an extra card for you. Transformation, shed, let go, make room for greatness. I was going to pull from this deck as advice, but I accidentally pulled it when I was pulling like your stock of oracles over. So I'm going to keep it. Okay, we're going to read in a person A and B formation. So person A, usually I'll call this the person who you're asking about, is represented by the dolphin. Our central energy is caution. person B is represented by the cheetah. We have the mystic as the central energy. We have I am insightful as the energy that attracted you two together. And then from my handmade deck, we have room for happiness and safety in silence. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting energy. And like the first thing that I noticed when I shuffled out these cards immediately was that, okay, we have a central yellow color, and then we also have the dolphin and cheetah, and they're facing each other. But they have, like, the cheetah is masculine energy, the dolphin is more feminine energy. And they both kind of have this like swirling vortex around them with yellow. And then it kind of like it bleeds into like a pinky red. And with the caution in the middle, like, and then all of these cards around, I feel like I want to reorganize them, but I don't know if any way it's gonna make me feel like they look better. And maybe that's like part of the energy in here too. Like I feel like there's like a little bit of a question being, okay, is this the right connection? I feel like there have been some yellow flags that have been thrown up and maybe borderline red flags. And these two people, person A and person B, to me, feel like they are a little bit like circling each other. And I feel like they're circling each other a little bit more on the energetic plane. Like something just seems to not be able to kind of click into place. Like you may be very attracted to each other. Like the dolphin is like a blessing, intuitive, a healer. And the cheetah has so much like drive and determination, is really charismatic. Like these are two extremely, like, when you talk about like high value people, like I think both of you are extremely intuitive, and extremely intelligent as well. And while normally I think that like works really well for you in life, I feel like in this connection, there is just like something that is not clicking for either of you. Like in the middle of the caution card, I don't think you can see this very well, but it's like, it's an on and off switch. And I feel like both of you are feeling like there is something significant here, but there's just not that like reason or spark, or like there hasn't been that like impetus to just like full on turn it on. So it's just been kind of like sitting there. Like I feel like this has just been sitting there. And then it's clarified by room for happiness. And this is from a song, like, don't be fooled by your emptiness. There's so much more room for happiness. But then there's also safety in silence. So I feel like while you recognize that this person could add so much to your life and there's so much opportunity here for happiness, something in your intuition has like stopped you from really like coming forward, or for the two of you to like move forward with this. It just has this like weird like lingering energy. And then we also have this card, transformation, shed, let go, make room for greatness. And then we have this room for happiness. We can check into this person. I mean, we will check into this person's thoughts and feelings. I feel like this might be kind of a sign for you, you know, and by all means, like, take my advice, don't take my advice. Like, I'm just two hands on the internet. I feel like there's like something in this where like I feel a little like timidness for you to let this go, even though it's not really fully grounding. And I think Spirit is asking you, like, if you let go of this, would it make more room? Like, would you make room for greatness? Would you make room for happiness? And we can see like how this, let's look into the tarot and see what this person is feeling and thinking. But I kind of feel like you guys are connected energetically and they can feel how you're feeling. And there's a potential that like your attitude or your, and not attitude in a bad way, but like your mentality towards the connection, your connectivity to it is like, because this person's so intuitive, like you're feeding off of each other's energy as opposed to like making rational decisions like by yourself. And so it might be a situation where like giving it a little bit more room to breathe energetically might actually like help something ground or take root in the situation. So, okay. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit about what Pile 2's person is thinking about this connection? Okay, we have the 7 of Swords. There's something about you that's like deeply unsettling for them. It like makes them nervous. We have the 10 of Cups, and there's that like they see the potential for this, but they're so nervous. They're so stinking nervous. The King of Cups, the Chariot, and the Magician. I feel like the Magician here is reversed. Actually, it was kind of pointing the other way from the rest of the cards. Okay. And then the back of the deck energy is Judgment in reverse. It's interesting because there are a lot of like feeling cards in the thought section. So it'll be interesting like what I feel like this person is, because they're so intuitive, they're like having a hard time figuring out like what's a thought, what's a feeling, and what's an intuition. Like I really just get the sense from them like that it's very hard to tell between the three of those right now, and it's like almost like throwing them for a loop. Like they're not really sure what reality is right now, and they're really trying to like think clearly and be able to move forward, but their thoughts are really clouded because they're trying to get that balance. Okay, what are they feeling, Spirit? Temperance. Interesting. So we have the 10 of Cups reversed under the 10 of Cups upright. So again, it's this like strange, like they are having a hard time figuring out like how to get this connection to actually ground, or even if it has the potential of grounding. So we have the 4 of Pentacles and then the 4 of Swords reversed. More cards, please. One more, please. Okay, and then the 7 of Wands reversed, and back of the deck energy is 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Cups. Okay. Okay, this person is really having a hard time feeling like what is what. Like, I feel like for them a little bit right now, like up is down and down is up. Like, for example, the 10 of Cups upright is in their thoughts, but it's like mirrored in reverse. It almost looks like as above, so below for me. You know, kind of like that esoteric, like, or when you think about like an iceberg and you can see like the tip of the iceberg and then it's just like a huge iceberg below, you know, like the iceberg that sunk the Titanic. Like they're almost looking at this connection and they're trying to gain some clarity on it and figure out if this is a situation that's going to provide them fulfillment, not only emotionally and spiritually, but also in the physical worlds. Like it's very hard for them because they see a lot of potential for it. But they're really having a hard time, I think, figuring out what's real in the form of their emotions. It's kind of bizarre. Like, I just feel like maybe you've like circled so much around each other that it's just become so confusing for this person that they really just, yeah, they don't know what direction is up anymore. And they seem very conflicted about it too. Like we have the Seven of Swords, like they're kind of like they're avoiding you, but also kind of avoiding themselves, and then also kind of peeking out at you from behind these swords as well. Like I get kind of like this person makes like they make excuses a lot that don't really make sense. And then we also have the Seven of Wands reversed on here. And I feel like they are just playing this like kind of cat and mouse game like with themselves. And that's contributing to kind of like the unstable energy around this. The back of the deck energy for this is also really bizarre too, because we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is really about like building stability, like making a decision and moving on. But then we also have the Eight of Cups, which is like about full stop, kind of like moving on, moving past the situation. And I feel like this is like the war in their minds, like whether there's enough love here, because I feel like they are extremely attracted to you. Like both of you are like attractive, magnetic people. But for some reason, like the Magician is in reverse. It's not working. Like it's not manifesting into this world. And I think it's really like cast a bit of a doubt on this person's intuition, and they're really feeling like if they can't get a green light from their intuition, then they don't feel like they can really move forward with this and start a foundation with you. Like there's something with Judgment reversed as well. There's something that just feels like very like cut off. Like normally this person feels like they know exactly where to go. And for some reason, when it comes to you, they just don't know. Like they're very like undecided. I feel like you're already gonna have picked up on this, so I don't feel like I need to be like super gentle with the message, but just know that like this person finds a lot of value in you. And I feel like you're kind of confused too, to be perfectly honest. Like I feel like you're both mirroring each other, and it's also you're both very connected, you're both very intuitive. You're not really used to meeting people who are as smart and as intuitive as you. And I think you're freaking each other out. No, this was definitely not the deck I was trying to grab. Yikes. But you know what? I'm going to pull these out. I feel like, not these, because these, I think, were from the last reading. But I'm going to shuffle this intuitive deck and just pull one or two cards, because I feel like I grabbed it and maybe that was for a reason. Okay, that's too many, but let's take that. Priceless treasure. Yeah. Like this person knows your worth. It's more something like internal and something about your two energies that are just triggering each other. Like Chutes and Ladders and Sins of the Father. So Chutes and Ladders, if you've ever played that game, like this kind of reminds me of this kind of give and take energy. Like if you, I think you roll the dice or you spin, and it's a board, and you can climb up ladders. And if you hit the chute, it's basically a slide, and you have to slide down the board. So you could like climb up a ladder that takes you up like 4 levels, and then like hit a chute, and it'll take you all the way back to the beginning. So I feel like there's like some sort of energy here where like you like kind of get somewhere, and then you're just like, you fall down that chute again, and it's like right back at the beginning. Sins of the Father is interesting for me because I don't feel like this person, like I feel like they have a pretty good handle on themselves and a handle on how to treat people. But there is kind of like a fear of how deep this connection is. And they may kind of like have some core wounds around love and really fully trusting somebody. Like I feel like their father may have like betrayed their trust, or they had somebody really important in their life that was a role model, that really that was able to show them love. So they have kind of this like healthy mentality through love, or like about love, and kind of like know what it is, what it should look like. Like I don't see this person as someone who's struggling with that, but it's more like it's very uncomfortable for them to fully let somebody in who can actually see them. Because I think that they did have somebody in their life that they felt really seen by. And that person hurt them deeply. And I think it's been hard for them to really like open up to a connection that is very spiritual, because that has a lot more risk than a normal connection, with somebody that they feel so much with. And that's actually kind of like calling me back to, let me grab your cards, because we also had transformation, and then high, like the mystic also has these wings in it. And then room for happiness. Like I think this person is also struggling with the fact that they're holding on to something from their past that's really impeding them from being able to move forward. So let's grab some channeled messages. Since I did this, I might not do charms, but we'll see. Remember always, like, you have free will. It is this person's responsibility to heal that on their own. Like, you don't have to wait for somebody's healing. My view on it is always like, you know, that's their responsibility. That's on you, boo. If you want to come back healed, it's like, and I'm not doing anything else, you're welcome, you know. Okay. Spirit, if this person could say anything to pile 2, what would it be? Your pain is my pain. That's the mirroring. I betrayed you. I feel like that is how they feel. Spirit, that's too many. Like that's the sins of the father. Like I get some betrayal energy. Like I don't really feel it between you two, but maybe like that was kind of like, that might have been one of the like red flags, yellow flags at the beginning. Like you weren't fully in partnership with this person, and they betrayed you. You have changed me. But don't wait for me. Don't wait for me, and I need time. Chutes and ladders. And I hope we'll meet again. So I think this person really does recognize that whatever core wound they have, and I do think that it stems around betrayal. Like this is a general reading, so it's completely possible that this person also betrayed you. That is stemming from something that they have experienced. And I think they understand that, but they're having a really hard time letting go of that energy. And it's really impeding their ability to like move forward in life. And it clearly is impeding the ability for this connection to ground as well. I think Spirit wants to like call to your attention again, like you're not responsible for this person's healing. That's on them. You know, like you're free to live your life however you want. I do think this person has like a bit of inconsistent energy though, and that's hard. Like, and the thing is like they know that they're causing you pain with it, and it is like re-triggering their wounds. So until they actually deal with that, like you are going to kind of go in this like back and forth energy. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? Okay, Dark Moon, pause and rest. You deserve it. Anything else, Spirit? I just heard pause and rest and put it to rest. Like I think there's a strong energy of like you are not responsible for this person's actions. And it's not your responsibility to heal them. Like I'm going to say it again because I just feel like that message is really coming through. I don't know if we're going to get any more advice here. I kind of want one more, but maybe we'll pull from a different deck. I just grabbed the Starseed Oracle. Yeah, I feel like let's get you a card from here. I'll take these two. So Earth School, we have life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. And then Lost Lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. Okay. So this may be a situation that you've, maybe not like the exact situation you've been in before, but I'm getting kind of the sense that like you found yourself in really like draining situations like this before, or this isn't the first like kind of more inconsistent person that you've dealt with. I think this is a learning lesson for you. And I feel like your spirits are asking you to kind of take a step back and take a look at patterns and see, like, is this really serving you? Is holding on to this serving you? Or could you find a lot more room for growth and for greatness if you let it go? And that's up to you to really determine, like, in your heart of hearts, what's best and healthiest for you, right? Like, you could learn your lesson and hold on to a person and you grow together and it really works. You could learn a lesson and decide that that person isn't for you and move on. And that just makes room for something else in your life. But I think like the message here is really take a look at the patterns and the cycles that you've been going through and see what lessons you can find there and what you can learn, because ultimately that's going to help your soul grow and help you find the right person, whether it's this person or somebody else. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. I hope you're doing well. Protect your little heart, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay, bye. Hi cuties, this is Muertera from the future. Hello. I just wanted to give you a heads up that pile 3 is a little bit of a heavier reading. Nothing like earth-shattering bad in it, but I just wanted to give you a heads up in case you're feeling like a heavier energy is not your energy, or if you're just feeling like this isn't the right time for a reading like that for you. This is your heads up, and if I don't see you in pile 3, then I will see you hopefully in another pile or another reading. Okay, bye. Hi pile 3. If you chose this little piece of turquoise, then this is your reading. Welcome. Okay, I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards for you, so I'm going to just go ahead and lay those out. We're going to be reading in a person 1 and 2 type situation. So for person A, we have the eagle. As our central energy, we have sweetness. And for person B, we have the turtle and the nightingale. For our clarifiers in the middle, oh, we have 3 cards. I forgot about that. Okay, we have the siren reversed, or no. We have the siren upright, the kiss reversed, and we have the bardo to the side. I asked Spirit what connected you two in the first place, and we have I am harmonious. And then for my intuitive deck, I pulled 2 cards, Dust in the Wind and One Day You'll Laugh About This. Okay, so the energy in this pile is feeling quite heavy. There seems to be like an underlying current in this pile of things not quite being what they seem. I feel like there is like one side of the energy that is a little bit more dominant, the eagle. And I think the nightingale has been a little bit like cut off or disenfranchised from their power a little bit. And I think that's a energy that the eagle kind of liked. And was attracted to. Like, I think the eagle does like being a little bit more of the dominant energy in the connection. I'm harmonious is the energy that like attracted them to you. I do kind of feel like the nightingale is most likely you. And that's typically how I read with A and B. I'm feeling like there was a status quo. But something has shifted that status quo. And I think it's an energy that really no longer serves one party, or both parties, to be perfectly honest. But there's kind of like a hesitation here to actually like pierce that sweetness and have kind of like a crucial conversation about what is really going on in this connection. Because we have the sweetness card as the central energy. But the sweetness card in this deck, like, it's like a little lollipop. I feel like it should be like a heart key. I always think that when I see this card. And I feel like there is this, like, say it's like a door, and the door is full of sweetness and colored pink and it's candy coated, but then you unlock the door and like you get the bardo. It's like this big eye with like a bunch of skulls behind it. Like there's something that's like a little bit like unsettling about this energy, and feels like there's just a lot left unsaid. The turtle is someone who is really connected to the truth, and can kind of see the unseen. I feel like the nightingale / turtle person has started to see that this sweetness is kind of a facade. And they're seeing through this eagle's, like this blinding light that has kind of blinded them to the things that were actually going on in this connection. But I think if this is you, you're really having a hard time speaking your truth and putting out that knowledge into the world and actually like having a conversation with this person. They may be very domineering, but I get the sense that like this dust in the wind, like whenever I'm seeing it as like you trying to speak your mind, you trying to like speak the words, bring up the things that you're not happy with in the connection, or like bring up the fact that it isn't all sweetness and light. And it's like every time you open your mouth, like it kind of, the only thing that comes out is dust, or like the words that like you speak just kind of turn to dust. Like you can't quite get it out. And I feel like this energy of like one day you'll laugh about this, I feel like there is like a little bit of denial here where you're like, oh, this is just like a moment in time and you know it'll get better, like it was so good before and it'll be fine, like it's going to go back to the way that it was before. But something has profoundly shifted in this connection. And when we look at the 3 cards that came out, typically I don't take this many, but they all came and I took them. We have the siren, and the siren like truly is a siren song. And it can talk about betrayal, infidelity, addiction, things like that. We have the kiss in reverse. And the kiss is about like almost like an action that's kind of like communion. You know, like the anticipation and fear of kissing somebody for the first time. Or it could be like connecting to a religious rite of passage where there's like a little bit of uncertainty in it. I think that enhances the uncertainty of the nightingale. But combined with the siren, I wonder if for some of you, like there has been some like infidelity. And if not full-on infidelity, I feel like I just heard like disrespect to you as a woman. Like there is something here that is not sitting well with the turtle person. Like they are not fine just taking the back seat to the eagle, and letting the eagle kind of like use that charisma and that light to do whatever they want, and then just have the nightingale be this like small bird. Like look at the size of the nightingale compared to the eagle. It's like this tiny little bird. But the nightingale is supposed to be a phenomenally beautiful bird. And like the beauty of the nightingale's song is unparalleled. And I feel like in this connection, that beauty of the nightingale's voice, which is their voice is supposed to be their superpower, has been cut off. And then we have the bardo. And when I'm reading these cards, like cards that are pointed this way kind of means like the energy is moving towards the future, at least for me. And the bardo is about like being in an energy where you can see the unseen, or you can love the unloved. It's like this like in-between space. And I feel like this connection really feels like it's kind of in this in-between space where the real issues of it haven't been laid out on the table. They're just kind of lingering and lurking there. And Spirit is saying that like this can only last for so long. Like this sweet facade is going to come off. Like it's already starting to crack, even if the two of you don't want to recognize it. So this is a very specific energy. If you are not feeling like this is your pile, I would definitely say try a different pile. If this is, let's move on to the tarot, and we can look into this person's thoughts and feelings about the connection. because there's kind of like a high degree of kind of denial or like avoidance of really handling the issues. Let's see what comes out in the tarot. I may or may not take channeled messages from this person. I typically don't when I don't feel like they're going to be like helpful or truthful, but we can see what's going to come out. We have the moon when I cut the deck. That just kind of like enhances the fact that there are hidden things that neither of you are really speaking about right now. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell me about how pile 3's person is thinking about this connection? Ooh. Okay, we have the Fool. We have the 10 of Cups reversed. And we have the 8 of Swords reversed. Again, kind of like being like stuck and avoidant. What can you tell me about pile 3's person's thoughts? Ooh, that card flew. We have the Hanged Man. And then one more card, please. Spirit. And the 6 of Swords. Okay. And Spirit, what can you tell me about how pile 3's person is feeling? And we cut away the 8 of Pentacles. I just heard we can work this out. Which is interesting because I feel like that might be something that this person like thinks in their head, but I don't think you've had that conversation. Or, and then again, like 3 of Pentacles, like we can build on this. But I don't think there isn't like self-reflection in this pile for me. Like it's kind of like, oh, like a fresh start, like we just lit our house on fire, like we have nowhere to live, but we'll just, you know, like put some sandwiches in a rucksack and like we'll be good. Like you don't have anywhere to live anymore, you know? There seems to be like a disconnection from reality. This person just doesn't want to like really see what's going on. We have the King of Cups. And I think they don't want to see like their part in it. Like they're willingly blinding themselves to what they've done because they can't really face who they truly are. Is kind of the sense that I'm getting. Like they want to stay in kind of that sweetness energy, even though like nobody can stay in that energy forever. Like a person is not just fully sweetness, you know? I feel like they kind of put that expectation on you as well. Like there's just some kind of like maybe like fakeness or like falsity isn't the right word, but facade, I guess, is like the right word, where they want everybody to view them as like that powerful eagle and like see their brightness and their charisma and see their life and see, oh, there's so much sweetness in it. Like, oh, there's so much love. Oh, they have the perfect this, the perfect that. But I think this person has a really, really hard time even viewing themselves as like a multidimensional person. Like they are really kind of like stuck on like, no, like this is the only vibe. It's like, it's not quite toxic positivity. I don't think they're a toxic positivity person, but it's somewhat like in that, like in that vein where it's like a refusal to actually deal with the heavier parts of life. Like they're just like fighting tooth and nail against it. And then we have Ace of Pentacles reversed. So the first thing that I thought of when I saw this like Ace of Pentacles reversed is like, I'm trying to, sometimes I feel sentences and I can't quite get them out, but it's like, their way or the highway. Like they're not actually offering you a place by their side. It has to be on their terms. And they don't want to deal with whatever happened in this connection, because I feel like they're in the wrong in some way. Especially with like Siren coming out. Like I don't typically see that as like a super positive card. Like and cards always have like multiple meanings, but I feel like they're unable to see that there is a siren song at work in their life, and it's causing pain and distress, but instead of actually like tackling their own behaviors, like they just want everything to be like water under the bridge. Like you just float off on your Six of Swords, like they got you in this boat. But none of those swords are really yours. Like you're just supposed to like chuck your turbulence backwards and like you're hurt and just pretend like nothing happened and just move forward. And they may present like, oh, I'm a changed man. Like I'm going to be different. This is going to be different. But I don't really see this without the self-reflection. Like I see this more as like kind of a patting themselves on the back attitude towards it. Like, and something that else that's really like calling to me right now is that there isn't, like the only two cards here that really have other cats in them. Like we have the 2 and the 10 of Cups. But that's in reverse. Like this person is not really like willing to even think about what they've done to damage that situation for you. And for them too. Like they're also in the connection. And then the 6 of Swords. Like where it really feels like, you know, like we're just going to put this behind us. Like I'm not going to change. I'm not really going to do anything about it. But yeah, just hop in. Like it'll be fine. Like the only other 2 here is death, and this cat's literally running down the other cat. Like it just, yeah. I feel like this person's thoughts and feelings really are pushing off reality and just trying to move on without actually handling what they've done or how it's impacted you, or what they would need to do in order to actually change. I feel like they're scared to look within because I think they know on some level that they're broken in some way. And I hate calling people broken, but I really do feel like this person is just avoiding going within and avoiding seeing the problems here, because the problem's them. And I'm not saying that, you know, 2 people are in a dynamic, like, it takes 2 to tango, as my father would say. Sup, Dad, if you're listening to this. But I feel like this person has taken actions that have been very damaging towards you. And are scared of change, are scared of going within. And And I think it feels much safer for them to say my way or the highway, as opposed to give you a voice and give you a forum and actually let you provide them feedback or say how you're feeling. It's like, oh, that's negative. We don't do negative things. Like, that really just means that you're kind of going to stay this like forever child, Page of Wands. I think this person feels like, you know, they're the man, they're the King of Cups. I hate to make this like gendered. They could be the woman and the King of Cups too. But I get a very like childish feeling from this person. Like they've kind of made their feelings their facts, and they're not really taking into account your feelings. And this is probably not the most objective reading in the world, so I'm not going to apologize though, because I feel like this person is preventing you from speaking your truth, and you're starting to see the cracks in this situation, and it feels confusing and devastating. And I'm really sorry that you're going through this. I'm not going to channel messages for this person. I feel like you've probably heard enough from them. So instead, I'm just going to move to advice. Remember, like, you have free will. It's your choice what you want to do with this situation. From what I can see right now, like, there's nothing in their thoughts and feelings that really tells me that they are willing to recognize what they're doing, and willing to change. So let's get some advice from Spirit on what you can do moving forward. Like, what will it be helpful for you to reflect on, Spirit? Okay, new moon, fresh start, new beginnings. I think this is a kind of like prompt for Spirit, especially coming by the Fool. Like, this person seems like they want a new beginning. However, protect yourself. Make sure that if you agree to a new beginning, some change comes along it with as well. And as I'm saying this, okay, we have change is important, release the past. Like, this fresh start needs to happen with actual concrete change. Like, don't be afraid to use your voice. Your opinion and your voice and your needs matter. You know, it's not just somebody else in a relationship, it's the two of you. And if this person can handle that and can handle you not raising your voice in anger, but like, you know, like singing your song, being that nightingale, saying, hey, this is what I'm seeing and this doesn't work for me, so like, let's do something different. If they can meet you in the situation and come to the table and hear you out and actually change, then you can move forward, you know? And then we have Kali, step into the unknown, do not be afraid. I think this is really, you know, if you want a fresh start in this situation, I think this is really encouraging you to truly step into your power. Like, you are the turtle. You're kind of all seeing and all knowing. You're seeing what's going on. Like, don't let somebody tell you that your reality isn't reality. Or kind of avoid going into the difficult conversations because they think that, you know, it's water under the bridge, it already happened, or relationships, like I feel like for some of you, like, it might just be like they think that a good relationship means that there's never any conflict. And so like any conflict that comes up, they just kind of avoid looking at it. This is a general reading, so that's kind of coming through as well. So definitely be safe. Like, know that you are protected by the universe. We're always learning and growing. There's something to learn from every situation, every relationship. But definitely, like, be that badass and state your needs and state what you want. Like, don't let those words stop at your throat. Like, let them come out. And I think that, deep down you'll know what's right for you and what's not. So I hope this was helpful. If you resonated with the reading, please like, comment, subscribe. That really helps me grow my channel. And thanks for coming and spending time with me. Protect your little heart, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.